Hi everyone, this is Sister Ann. I'm a seer and I'm here to share what the Lord shared with me. I'm reporting from Los Angeles. It's October 5th, 2020. The Lord spoke to me verbally and he said, "The people of the land have covenants with man and with the devil." This is the sin as the sin in Noah's day. I'll explain to you what I mean. The sin of the flood. The society was in a crisis caused by individual acts. Prosperity and abundance were the root of their society malaise. So they were asleep in their sin, but they were prosperous, they were abundant. Moral and social decline. Just 1,656 years after the creation. So that would be 4,344 years from this time to us. So there was a huge catastrophic flood. The people were given 120 years to change their ways. What were the sin? Okay, the people were having intercourse and orgy with demons. Okay, that with fallen angels that had left heaven to have intercourse with human women. Their thoughts and their hearts' thoughts were evil continually. So in Genesis chapter 6, verse 13, God decided to destroy them. They also had the sin of blasphemy, rejecting God. So when the Spirit of God, the truth Spirit, came to talk to them, convict them, they rejected. Okay, so that was their sin. And I want to share with you why this is wrong to reject God's holy covenants in His Spirit. We have covenants with God since the beginning, since Genesis up until Jesus came 2,000 years ago. What is a covenant? It's an agreement which brings forth a relationship of commitment between God and His people. The Jewish Christian faith was based on covenants. I call it Jew-Christian because Moses and David and Abraham, I believe, saw the Son of God. I believe that's who they call the angel of the Lord. So I call them Messianic Jews from the beginning. So that's what I choose to do. Now, Gentile and Jewish people now who are believers in Christ, the only way to be saved are under the new covenant, a blood covenant between Jesus and the people. And we're still to follow the law. Jesus came to fulfill the law. So let's go back to the beginning of the covenants. In Genesis, the first covenant was made, Edenic covenant. It applies to all humanity. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 28 to 30, God gives an official order and command to procreate, reproduce, and God gives mankind dominion over the earth and all the animals. The second covenant comes right after. It's called the Adamic covenant, the marriage covenant. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, God says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." Then we have the third covenant, the Noahic covenant. God promises never again to destroy all life on earth by a flood, and He creates the rainbow as the sign of His everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is in the earth. In 2348 BC, before Christ, that was the time period this happened. A year-long global catastrophic flood destroyed the pre-world. God's judgment on man's wickedness, and only 8 righteous people plus Noah, making a total of 9, were saved. Okay, the Abrahamic covenant comes next. This is the obligation to love God. Yes, the first commandment is thou shalt love the Lord thy God with the whole heart, soul, body, and mind. This is a priority to Abraham, as God says, He says, He will bless the land, bringing generations of people to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ as Lord, and blessing the servant's family with salvation as long as Abraham remained faithful to Him. Though through Abraham all families of the earth will be blessed. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Abraham was the light of his generation. He was an humble spirit, and he was there to do God's will. He was called the friend of God. The Mosaic covenant comes next. This was written to the Israelites and delivered by servant Moses. So God said in the first commandment, worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. Instruction from God to destroy altars of Baal, destroy false gods in the land, break their images. Now in our day, he'll more than likely command, destroy the cities. Follow the 10 Commandments is part of this covenant. In the Exodus chapter 34, verse 28, also the seventh day shall be a holy day, a Sabbath day of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Footnote: when the Israelites sinned in the desert, they got much victory in the battle against the Canaanites. When King Arad took some of the Israelites prisoner, the Israelites took a vow to God. If God would indeed deliver his people into their hand, the Israelites would destroy their cities, and they did, and they called the place Hormah.